Hey, you forgot to run the banner thing, honey.
What's that?
You forgot to run the opener. All right, so Dewey's the only one here, so we'll show the opening to Dewey. What's up, Dewey?
Everyone is excited about the prospect of finally cruising again in 2021. So let's count it down to see when, where, and which cruise ship will be the first to leave a North American port.
As we count down, we will have guests from the high seas, cruise tips, hacks, cruise news, cruise deals. It'll be great.
It is a Sunday morning here in New York, and we are happy to have you here joining us. Those of you watching later, we also appreciate your support in joining us later.
The replay crowd.
Exactly.
Yes. So why don't you do your intro? Tell them about us, baby. That's your job.
Yes, we are Doug and Niki, and we do luxury travel when we are traveling by land, by sea, and we provide that resource to you so that we can make your travel easier. So we have travel tips and advice, hotel reviews, airline reviews, lots of great things. And right now we're in the middle of doing Countdown to Cruising, which is
What day is it?
We are day 17. Am I
17?
Yes.
It's day 17 all day.
Yes, exactly. 17. And we're counting it down with different things as we have along the week. We have what you can tell them what we have.
Yeah, we have our regular schedule. We have 1 Minute Monday, which we've been doing updates of the locations of where ships are, as we're all excited to see them hopefully be heading back to the U.S. or to their ports where they belong instead of floating around in the Bahamas. 2 Minute Tuesdays, which is just a quick cruise news update and that kind of information. And sometimes we have a little bit of a story to that one, right? Countdowns, that kind of stuff.
Exactly. We've got lots of stuff.
And then on 5 Minute Friday, we do just straight cruise news for 5 minutes and a couple deals at the end.
Exactly. So It's lots of good things to watch. And, as kind of this, as everybody tries to figure out when we're sailing again, nobody really has any answers. It seems to be a moving target.
But we're going to count down to whatever that is.
To whenever we are sailing in North America.
It should be counting up.
Right.
But you can't put count up, otherwise people think you're nuts.
Yes.
But we're counting up.
Exactly.
To whenever we get to
But we are counting down to cruising.
Yes.
Exactly. So, yes, we are welcoming Jim and Dewey Ski and Raul in India. Thank you for joining us this morning. We know that there's some football, but there's no football right now. Is it not till 3:00?
I didn't check today's game.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
it was last week I checked those games. Next week I checked the games. But I think they would be late games. But I think late games generally do better.
Yeah.
Yesterday was good.
Yes.
Good football.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers kicking butt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't even. I mean, I think I saw a little bit of it.
But. Well, so the part that you will like, because Niki watches a little bit of football out of the corner of our eye, and she knows certain basic things.
Yeah.
And she knows it is hard to play football in the cold, especially if you are an indoor franchise, and you have to go. So she noticed that it was Green Bay, and she said, "Oh, it looks cold." And I was like, "Oh, it's not that cold by Green Bay standards." Seeing as you grew up with almost Green Bay weather, so you know what really cold weather is this time of year.
Freezing.
But so Green Bay won. So next week they're hosting.
Right. Oh, and who's joining them?
Either it's going to be Brady.
Right.
Or
am I drawing a blank on playing Drew?
Yeah.
Drew Brees.
So one of those two who plays in the warm or indoors is going to go to frozen.
That's brutal.
Yeah, next weekend. That should be awesome. But I think that's the way football should be.
Yeah, no,
football should be snowing and raining and terrible and on real grass with dirt.
Right.
I think that mud.
Yeah, it's part of
the
whole thing.
There's very little dirt and mud anymore left in football.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's my football talk.
So we got, what do we got today? We can talk about.
Well, you're supposed to put up a card, so I know what we're supposed to talk about. We still haven't figured out how to time that just right yet.
Yeah, no, exactly.
No, we still get that off.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, babe.
But
What you
okay,
got?
so I, because obviously, like we were saying, like everything within the cruise industry, everybody talks about it over and over again about when are we going to cruise again, and nobody has any answers, including the presidents of the cruise lines. So there's no point saying when are we going to cruise again, because nobody knows. It is just keeps on moving. But we do know that the Cayman Islands, which is a huge cruise port, one of the biggest in the Caribbean, and a huge, it provides, a great amount of income to the Cayman Islands, the cruise industry.
I'm sure Dewey's going there 3 times this year.
I know, right? Like almost like $2 billion or something. So they have said that they probably will not be welcoming anybody until 2022. That they have said that until they can be assured that the world is at a good place in terms of COVID, we're not going to be letting a whole bunch of cruise people in, which makes sense.
Those cruise people.
So they won't likely be welcoming anybody in the Cayman Islands.
Which is a bummer, because we all like to do the Stingray City.
Yeah, exactly. Got to go like 500 times.
And snorkeling.
Exactly. Visit the starfish.
The starfish. You love the starfish.
I love the starfish.
You love the starfish.
And the stingrays. They're so great. They're so cool.
The Stingray City is
done that a couple of times.
So cool. Yes.
Yeah. So they won't be. They're gonna start probably doing land, like inviting people back in terms of land.
Regular travel, conventional planes.
Yeah, I think they have a little more control over that than in terms of the cruise ships coming in and stuff. So
yeah.
And then one that I thought was also
I say
kind
it's
of
a ploy.
Cool. What's that?
They're trying to get more money. It's like extortion or something like that.
Yeah, maybe, because I mean, they obviously charge a certain amount for the
yeah, there's some scam to that, because they can't. Because the cruise ships, if the cruise ships decide to start cruising and say you have to have a COVID test before you get on the ship, then how is that any more dangerous than getting on an airplane where they said you have to have a COVID test before you get on the airplane?
Exactly.
So I'm not getting that.
Yeah.
Yes. So what's next, baby? What else you got? You're the cruise news queen today.
I know, exactly.
I love you. My cruise news princess.
Oh. Dewey says he's first scheduled to visit the Caymans is not until
September 2022.
Okay, so that sounds about right. That's perfect timing.
And you will love the Caymans.
Yeah, if you haven't
Caymans are great.
Caymans is beautiful.
That's why you set up all your illegal companies there.
Yeah, I guess that's what they do.
Because you got to go once a year for a board meeting.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. So Oceania released a new epic 180-day cruise around the world, which sounds totally awesome.
That does sound super awesome.
Like 96
countries?
No, destinations. 33 countries they're going to visit.
That is a lot.
Starting in San Francisco, covering South America, coming back up to they're going to come back up and visit Africa, South Africa. They're going to go over to Dubai. I mean, they've just got an amazing adventure plans.
So when I filled in for you and I did the cruise deals on Friday, and I said that Celebrity is now going down to Mexico. So Cherry of Cherry Awesome Travels took it one step farther in her recent thing. And apparently when they finish that up, the ship's going down and doing like an epic through the Panama Canal journey.
Okay, that's
with all kinds of cool places.
Right.
And the dog is going nuts with his bone behind us. We keep moving him to the center of the room, and he moves it back to the metal table to rub against. But yeah, so like sounded very cool, honey. And I
Yeah.
think I've asked for that many times.
Which one?
The Panama Canal.
Oh yes, I know. We definitely got to get that. Definitely got to
I've
get
asked
that.
100 times.
It's kind of like almost weird talking about cruising in some ways because it seems like such a distant thing. You know, everybody's like, when are we gonna cruise again? And
when are we gonna cruise again?
and
That's the whole point of this conversation.
I know.
Everybody is here for you to tell them when they're gonna cruise
exactly.
again. So
and
when are they cruising again?
I have no answers, as does anybody else. The CDC is still, I guess the cruise lines have to get certain types of, you know, they still need to receive certain things from the CDC and what to do. And I think they're still waiting for a lot of those things.
I now think it's a little bit of politics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they are. I think with the new administration, if they hold out long enough, they think they could get a handout.
Right.
Get some cash from the feds.
That could be.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
And so, yeah. So that's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So speaking of new administrations, we're having a complete non-political conversation today. There will be no discussion of current president or future president. But as everything in the news revolves around Washington, D.C. lately, we thought we would share some travel experiences, news, information about Washington, D.C. because we have had
amazing times
in Washington. And we think it goes completely under the radar on some level.
Yeah.
And we thought we would share those experiences and see if anybody
exactly.
had any feedback on it. Has anybody been to Washington, D.C.? Is it on your list even? Have you thought about it? Raul, you know, are you planning on a trip to Washington, D.C. for your first trip to the United States from India? Because it was amazing. So I was going to say, Washington, D.C., we, in essence, have had 3 versions of trips to Washington, D.C. We've done the family version.
Yeah.
We've done the romantic couple.
We've done one child version. We've done family version.
I think we can merge those.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Those are merged. If we have little bodies with us,
yeah, I gotcha.
We'll call that family version. Okay. So we've done family version.
Right.
We've done like couples vacation, you and I, like a little romance kind of thing. Ooh, she's going no glasses.
Yeah, I don't need to read anything right now.
And we've also done like visiting the town for the culture and the history, where we've actually met other people who are coming in from other countries who wanted to visit the United States. And we were like, well, you got to go to DC, or they wanted to go to DC.
Exactly.
So you can do kind of those 3 we have done those 3 very distinct and different kind of trips.
It's been amazing. Too.
Yeah, it's been very, very, very cool. So I thought we would like share a little bit of our experiences and what we did in those trips.
Yeah.
And see if it, strikes somebody's chords as being interesting and something that they might want to do and that kind of thing. I think most entertaining, I'm going to start with the family one. Because so the family trip, we went, we'll just limit it to the Christmas trip because that makes it easier to explain. So we went to Washington, D.C. For Christmas. It was one of those things. My parents live in Florida full time, and we're up here in the Northeast. And, it gets both expensive and a little boring to fly to each other's house on, the holidays.
Yeah.
So, because they jack up the rates and everything, and we end up spending $1 million to go to West Palm Beach, Florida, to stay in the Hamptons Inn and be in West Palm Beach, Florida. So we're like, why don't we go somewhere else? So we picked Washington, D.C. in the middle. Yeah. And we drove down, and my sister's family drove down, and my parents flew up, and we went to the Gaylord National Resort. Yeah. Which is like, it still cracks. Like, Gaylord just always sounds like a funny name to me.
Like, it's always why they have that name. It's so bizarre.
Not necessarily inappropriate, but it just makes me laugh. Gaylord. But it's a Marriott property.
Yeah. Very beautiful. It's like very 30 minutes outside of Washington.
30 minutes outside of, but the reason I wanted to start with it, because it kind of ties into cruising. Because like, does this sound like cruising to you? It's 2,000 rooms, has 4 restaurants, a spa, a pool, a giant atrium.
Right.
That is
it is.
exactly
It's kind
how
of
you would
like- it's kind of
describe a
like-
cruise ship.
That is true. It's kind of like a cruise ship hotel.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is essentially the same model,
Mhm.
just in a giant building.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and it sits on the National Harbor,
Mhm.
which is the Potomac River for those who haven't been before. And you can see it, like you said. Is it 30 minutes out of DC
Yeah, probably about 30
with
minutes.
traffic
Like with
and that kind of
traffic
stuff?
and
But you
stuff
can
like
see
that.
DC
Yeah,
from
yeah.
from
Yeah.
the building there and from the river.
And they have the whole like area around it as well, like the shopping area. They've got tons of shopping and restaurants and stuff on the
Cool
harbor
stuff.
front.
Very
Yeah.
cool stuff.
Harbor front. Yeah.
And so in the winter, so they also there, they do festivals,
Mhm.
like they do anime festivals, and they do the National Spelling Bee has been there.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay,
the Script
that's
Spelling Bee,
cool.
when you see
Okay,
the
that's
National
cool.
Spelling Bee, that's there. They have big political festivals.
Right.
They have some cosplay, because I know you love cosplay.
Yes,
honey.
exactly.
You're all into your cosplay.
Mhm.
And yeah, so they have all that kind of great stuff. And but we were there, so for the winter, they deck this building out like it looks like Disney, like a Disney Christmas.
Yeah, for Christmas it is like spectacular,
It's
and the trees
spectacular.
that they have around, and they're not like sparsely decorated trees.
No, it's like,
I mean, they're these fabulous, beautiful trees,
gangbusters.
and it feels like a winter wonderland, because obviously they have to build up to Christmas as
they
well.
had a whole
And
ice
they
town.
had the ice. They had the ice place.
Yeah, it was a whole ice town. It was
Yeah.
Shrek the year
Yeah.
we went, but
Yeah.
they vary the characters and stuff.
Right.
But it's like a whole ice building in town, and it's
Yeah.
like, it was super cool.
You get tickets and you go, and they had like, even with the kids, like, if you have kids, they have this slide that they built, an ice slide that we all slid down the ice slide, and they give you these jackets that you put on, the big blue jackets, which was really fun.
So it's super cool for families. I mean, and then obviously Washington D.C. has all the amazing Smithsonian museums, which we'll talk about. But like the Spy Museum, we took the kids to the Spy Museum and all kinds of amazing things. So Washington D.C. with the family is phenomenal.
It's so much fun. And the kids love the Space Museum. They seem to all love.
We all love the Air and Space Museum.
Yeah.
Yes, they love it. It changes over generations, right? Like when I was a kid and I went to Washington D.C. into Air and Space, it was the exciting part was that you got to have the astronaut food,
right?
The freeze dried ice cream, and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Now the kids, I think the thing is that they liked the most was trying to make you puke in the simulators,
right?
You can fly planes off the deck of aircraft carriers and stuff, and they were trying to make you sick in it, which was their most entertaining activity there. Yeah. So okay, so that's family version of DC. Then there's the couples version.
Right.
Hi, honey. So if you were going to go as a couple to DC, right, and do kind of coupley kind of things, it is a phenomenal city also. So when we did our couples trip, we stayed at the Willard Hotel.
We did, yep.
Beautiful hotel, and literally like almost an arm's reach from the White House.
Yes.
Yeah, like
it's like the perfect
the White House is right
for
there.
Walking around and stuff.
Centrally, right there on the mall, like crazy amazing. And this hotel is like so steeped in history. It could be the most history I've ever seen in a hotel.
Right. Totally.
I mean, it was built in 1904.
Yes.
It was the first skyscraper in Washington, D.C.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was.
Oh, wow.
Not that Washington, D.C. has that many skyscrapers. I mean, I guess once you get over, I think 6 stories or something like that, you're officially a skyscraper.
Oh,
so they do
gotcha.
it. But yeah, so it was the first skyscraper in D.C. and it early on, presidents used to stay there. So like Tyler, Fillmore, Pierce, Lincoln, Grant.
Whoa.
Taft, and then the list goes on.
Like they kind of like, when you walk down the halls, they have all these great pictures and stuff. Like there's a lot of history, and it's one of those hotels they can take you on a little tour of the hotel, which is fabulous, and they have so many stories
It's
about
the
this
stories
happening
of-
here
yeah,
and this
yeah.
happening here.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Waldorf,
Like-
hotel.
which you've never taken me to. I've never been to the Waldorf.
Well, you have a piece of the Waldorf, a couple pieces from the Waldorf.
I know, but you've never taken me.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, so amazing stories. Actually, every president since Franklin Pierce has been in the building.
Really?
Like maybe they went to a meeting there, or they
Right,
went to the
right.
bar for a drink or something
yeah.
like that.
Okay.
Every president has been
that's
in the
so
building
cool.
there. And
I mean, that's history in itself.
yeah, and I
Just
mean,
to
you see like congressmen sitting
Yeah,
there
no,
and
it's
senators
definitely a
having a
huge-
drink
yes,
and talking with
exactly.
somebody and that kind
Yeah.
of thing. Actually, Martin Luther King
Mhm.
wrote the "I Have a Dream" speech in that
Oh,
hotel.
Really? Oh, wow. See, I
Yeah.
love the Willard. We've stayed there a couple
Yeah.
of times.
And it just, as we're telling you about the history
Yeah.
and stuff, it just looks that you like walk in and it looks
Yeah.
rich and
It's
old
a great
and
hotel.
it's got that super balance between old and worn and
Mhm.
this 100-year-old hotel, but it's still beautiful and in amazing condition.
Exactly.
And yeah, crazy flowers, right? Always
Right.
in it.
Exactly.
So then if you're going to go on a couple's vacation
Yeah.
in DC, then there are other things that you have to do. Like you have to go to restaurants,
Mhm.
and they have amazing restaurants.
There
in-
is so many, like from everything from like a burger place up to like luxury,
My favorite
high-end,
shawarma.
5-star.
favorite
Yes,
shawarma
exactly.
in the world.
Oh,
Because I go everywhere in the world getting
and
shawarma.
it's in Georgetown. It's in Georgetown. But no, you
Part
have
of your
to say,
Washington.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
in Georgetown.
Mhm. It's in Georgetown.
My favorite shawarma
Yeah.
place. Yes.
It was super good.
Yes.
And then we've had amazing,
Steaks. We've had great steakhouses.
we've gone to fabulous.
We've
sushi
gone to
places.
the Capitol Grill.
Yeah, the Capitol Grill.
The Capitol Grill
which
in
seems
Washington.
to be
DC.
like
Before it was a chain kind of thing.
exactly, yeah.
Yep,
So now
yep.
it's not interesting. To
And then
me
what
anymore.
was the last restaurant we went to?
That was the Lafayette in the Hay Adams Hotel,
Yes.
which was phenomenal. It's so romantic
and we
and
sat with
beautiful.
we sat at the window.
Yeah.
Literally out at the window was the White House.
Yeah, exactly.
It
It
was
was so beautiful,
so
so
cool.
pretty.
Yes.
And just the service
Oh,
there.
man, that restaurant
loved
was
the
great.
service. The food was spectacular. Loved it.
that was definitely a highlight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Good trip. Okay, so that's what you do if you want to be a couple and you're interested in going to Washington.
And they have
DC.
fabulous spas. You can do couples massages, and I mean, there's lots of like fun stuff like that.
They do. They
Yeah.
have all kinds of fun stuff.
Exactly.
I loved it.
Mhm.
Still love it. And then we've also done like we've had couples come into town from Hong Kong, from all over the
Mhm.
place, and they're for us, we live in New York, so to get to DC is just like a 5-hour drive.
Yeah.
So you drive down there and you can stay a weekend or something like that. And
Exactly.
we've done that trip, and
Mhm.
we've stayed at the Mandarin Oriental,
Yeah.
the Mandarin Orange, I always say.
Which is literally right next to the basin, so it's easily walkable. It's a little different location than the location of the Willard. Like it's kind of in opposite directions.
Yeah, and speaking of the basin, it kind of
Mhm.
reminds me of now that we watch Hamilton, the show,
Yeah.
all the time. We now know that Hamilton cut a deal with Jefferson
Right.
to move the capital from New York City
Right.
to Washington D.C. so that he could control and create the
Right.
Fed.
We'll say hello to Verna.
Hello, Verna.
Hello, Verna. Mhm.
How are you today? Yeah, so that's how Washington D.C. got to be there in the
Oh,
basin.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
in the
And
room
we've-
where it happens. I
Yes,
mean,
exactly. And we've done that walk around the basin,
Yeah.
which it's like 7 miles.
7
So when
miles.
you start out, it's kind of funny. There's definitely, places you can exit and catch like a cab or get your Uber to pick you up somewhere. But we've definitely started that and we're like, no, we'll just keep going a little bit. And then it's like, wow, we've been walking for a long time.
and there
we've
are
definitely
monuments.
walked-
I
yes.
think there are
Yeah.
unbelievable monuments on that walk.
Yeah.
You
It's fabulous. It's so much
amazing.
fun.
Yes.
And the best time of year to walk around the basin is Cherry Blossom
Which is like 10 minutes.
Festival. Yes.
It's 10 literally it's like 10 minutes. So
yeah.
so my beautiful travel
Mhm.
guide somehow got us there. So explain a little how you managed to do
Cherry
that.
Blossom Festival is very hard to determine when it's going to happen, which weekend. So it's in March or April, but it all depends on the prior year, like the prior months, prior year, the weather, like when the blossoms are going to come out. There's a schedule you can follow, and it's with the National Forest Service. They like go and monitor the blossoms to figure out when they're gonna blossom.
Right.
But then it's still, if there's like any cold spurts, it kind of like freezes their opening. And I don't mean physically freezes, but it kind of stunts
change the schedule.
Exactly. So it can put it off. And people book these hotel rooms like months in advance because cherry blossom is crazy busy there, like crazy busy. So
I think just in case people haven't seen cherry blossom, the Japanese gifted us these cherry trees,
yes,
which have now propagated. And there are thousands of them along this mall, and it is just beautiful. They start out white when they blossom, and then turn to that like pink.
Exactly. So it was. I happened to just book it when I actually planned it. Like I had booked it like a month before, and I just guessed, like, I think it's going to be this.
Donna's here.
Yes, and they are very beautiful. And so I lucked out literally, because it was one of those years where they were like, we don't know if they're going to open or not. We're running a little bit later. So we did get there. They're white going into the pink. So we have kind of a little bit, and they change within days. Like literally they last a weekend. Like they go from like, for the week.
They're very
fragile.
They're not really fragile. They're just not very well connected.
Right. Yeah.
So like if the wind blows, if
they
we get
all
like
go
a day like today here where it's really windy, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's fabulous, like to see it, because it's, especially as photographers, photographing the monuments through the cherry blossoms. And so we were able to see kind of the white going into pink, which changed, like I said, within like the 2 days, the 3 days we were there. Yeah. And then by the time we were leaving, they were starting to almost fall off. Like they were starting to fall off. So, so definitely plan that precisely right. And it's something I would say, if people can, check out cherry blossom season. If you're going to visit Washington, it's also the perfect time to walk around Washington.
Yeah.
Because Washington gets a little muggy, a little hot in the summertime sometimes. And it is the swamp. Right. And it's like the perfect weather. So you get to see cherry blossoms.
The mint. We went to the mint.
Now
the mint.
Well, it's the Bureau of Printing and Engraving. It's called.
Okay, so we went to the Bureau of Printing and Engraving, which is unbelievable. It is not as pretty and as nice as the mint in Winnipeg.
Right, exactly.
Might be a little larger.
Right.
But such a cool thing to see. Like, what, did you like it?
Yeah, the mint was fabulous. Like, I think I liked actually the end where you get to go in and you get to see like bills that are printed on these like pieces of paper, and like, they are the real ones, but they're like in between this plastic that you can buy them. Right. Good morning.
Good morning.
So it's definitely, like cool, because you can buy these like cool, like one-off, like, dollars or $2 or I don't know. There was like some $100 bill ones. It was pretty cool. But just to see the process too, because we got this engraving done that they show how the printmaking used to work for the engraving as well. That was really cool.
It was very cool.
So there's so many things to do in Washington.
Yeah.
That it's like pretty overwhelming, I would say. Like with all the things to do to see.
Right. And Anthony Simone has joined us.
Anthony, hello.
So for those who have just joined us, we thought we would take a little bit of time here in the middle and kind of talk about Washington, D.C. as a destination, not talking politics or anything, but just as a really cool, it is an epic vacation trip destination, and it's all in the news, obviously.
Yeah, but I think it's more than what people expect. Like,
there's so much,
because even for myself, like I was like, I don't know. Is it really worth like going to DC? We've now been there, I think, 4 times.
Right.
So and like we were saying, so fun with the kids, fun with family, fun with friends. We've been with friends, and we've also been there by ourselves. So, and then all of the Smithsonian museums there is like out of this world,
and they're free.
So people who have a lot of people with them, say traveling in a group, it makes it a lot more effective in terms of making it a cheaper vacation and stuff for a family and stuff. So
did you have a favorite Smithsonian?
I actually like the Natural History Museum, and I also like the hello. I like the one where the ruby slippers are. Why am I forgetting its name?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Modern History.
Yeah, it's the Modern History Museum, but then I also love the Space Museum. Air and Space Museum.
Which Air and Space did you like better? The one in DC where they had like the rocket ships and that kind of stuff in the shows, or did you like the
where
one
they have the space shuttles outside of
where
DC?
the space shuttle and the big planes and the Transformers are?
I think there's more to do, like in the one in DC. I like that because they have the IMAX theater. They always have different types of movies going on there, which the kids always love that, and then get to wear their glasses. And they also have they just had a lot more things to do there, and I kind of liked it. It's a little more homey feeling, even though they have huge rockets inside. It's a little more like homey feeling.
It's so cool, the rockets, because like you're sitting there and you're looking at rockets that actually went to space.
Yeah.
And it is, okay, as somebody who drove a race car and kind of got used to my cockpit and the technology and the stuff that was in there.
Right.
And I know enough about airplanes just to know a little, just because I like those kind of things, to look at what those guys strapped themselves into and flew to the moon.
I know, it's really crazy.
Like, crazy.
And then that one, they have one area where they show you, like they have astronauts. Hello. Thank you so much, and we really appreciate your support too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so they have this one section in that area where they have, astronauts, or they have like these mock astronauts kind of in their astronaut suits.
Right.
And it shows you the size comparison compared to the capsules that they were in.
Right.
And it's like, wow, like it's a little crazy. And you can kind of see and that's one of the big things too, like the capsules that are there. Right. I like seeing the capsules because
I know, but they have like leather seats and like dials and
it's like wow, this guy like literally
and they took off in a giant exploding rocket and went to the moon.
It's like
to the moon.
Right.
And flew around it and came back.
So I think that type of stuff, being able to see that type of history in Washington is so spectacular. They also, as you're walking around, so you're out in the plaza area, like, or in between the two sides, like it's basically a park in between like two roads, and on either sides they have museums.
Right. And
so when you cross the park, and there's also big sculpture gardens and stuff, so you have artists that have these sculptures and stuff. So it's just spectacular. Let's see what we got here.
This cat went on the Big Red Boat Disney cruise years ago out of Cocoa Beach. It was January.
And yes.
You know who was that? Was our good friend, my childhood friend John, was a scuba instructor on the Big Red Boat.
Oh,
before
really?
It became Disney, yeah.
Okay, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why he won't go cruising with us anymore.
Oh, okay.
He's lived on cruise boats. And
right, which he said. He's like, I'm not going on cruises again. Yeah.
Hey, it's Rachel.
Hello, Rachel. How are you?
Hello, Rachel. Yeah. That was
She's
cool.
got some chores she's got to get
She's
done.
got chores. We all have chores to do.
Yeah, put the chores aside.
Yeah, put the chores aside.
Have you been to Washington, Rachel? Have you
Yeah,
traveled
that's the question.
to
We're
Washington?
talking a little bit about Washington, D.C. today.
Yeah, we figured it's kind of
in the news.
Yeah,
and
and
such an interesting place.
And it's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal, like hotels. Like I said, so there's really everything to cover the gamut in terms of your budget.
Yes.
You have everything from a Holiday Inn, which they have a Holiday Inn that's close to.
We stayed at the Holiday Inn Express.
Exactly. One time, like years and years and years ago.
Yeah, with Elizabeth.
Yeah, exactly. That's close to the plaza.
Right.
And then you have the Willard that's on the other side of it, but a completely different budget level. So you cover the gamut. You have beautiful Four Seasons there, and
okay, wait a sec. Important stuff. So who are we rooting for in the game?
Oh, yes.
Who's your team in
this
game?
Who is the team? Who are you wanting to win today?
I am just announcing I am 1,000% Team Drew.
Okay.
I still don't like Brady.
Oh,
Brady. Well, he played for that crappy New England team.
Oh, okay.
As a Giants fan, it's not really.
Yeah, that's true.
Has nothing to do with his qualities as a football player. It just has to do with his history is not good with me.
Right, which I am assuming that's how everybody feels when it comes to football. They have their teams and they have their so definitely.
Wow. So what about like the White House?
Oh, so the White House. The White House is a phenomenal tour. So you have to book that like months and months in advance because it is not easy to get a tour.
Just because you did it and I didn't, and I kind of remember some of it from the side. Like, I think to go to the Congress, do we have to apply with
our congressman
with our congressman to get tickets to go in?
Exactly.
And it was like the same thing for the White House, or do you just apply to the White House?
Yeah, no, I had to apply. Like, I had to do all these things. I think they might. I mean, I don't know now. They might have something online or something, but it is a whole you have to go through security checks. You have to send in all these documents, like your I don't know, drivers. I'm sure that's all they need from you. They can figure the rest out.
I don't want to interrupt you, but it's important because we have a bunch of Canadians in the room.
Okay,
so you went as a Canadian before we converted you.
Yes.
So was it difficult as a Canadian, or was it just a process?
To the White House?
Yeah.
No, I was already in. Oh no, was I?
No, you weren't an American yet.
Oh, okay. So no, it was still the same process because I had because I have my green card. I wasn't an American yet, but I had my green card, so that I was able to do. But I think still for Canadians, it's still the same process. I don't know about going into the Supreme Court because we went into the Supreme Court. We went into the Congress. Breeze and Brady are eating breakfast together. That's pretty funny. That's awesome.
Especially seeing as Brady is retired to Florida, so he's definitely got to be.
It
was an early bird special too. Let's see. There's a Houston Cougar playing quarterback for the Browns. Case Keenum, yes. Except you guys for the Browns have one of our flash in the pan reject receivers.
That?
What's his name? Why am I drawing a blank?
Anton?
The guy who
Anton?
No, the guy who catches all the cool catches with one hand.
The one hand?
Why am I drawing a blank on his name? See, he
Somebody
left and I pushed it out of my mind.
What's his name?
Let's see. We get some.
Yes, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday.
Hey, Papa Mozo.
Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Right by NASA in Houston. Oh, that's so cool. We've done Galveston.
Yeah.
We've done Galveston.
Oh, okay. So that's where you are. We loved Galveston too.
So more importantly, how far are you from SpaceX?
Oh, you love SpaceX. Is that where it is? It's near Galveston?
It's
Odell Beckham.
Odell Beckham.
My
yeah,
God,
that's it.
right?
Beckham.
Oh, yes, he got it.
Yes, he got it. That's good. He's our football
But we liked him here.
I know. We liked him here.
Right.
And he was amazing. Right. And then all of a sudden he started to suck.
Right.
And we sent him to the Browns.
Oh, and now he's doing good again?
I think he's injured this year. I haven't seen him. That or he's not doing good. One of the two.
Okay.
Because I don't watch a lot of Browns games.
Right.
But I watch the highlights and I don't see a whole lot of crazy
okay.
Odell Beckham catches going on.
I gotcha.
But what was I going to say? So yeah, no, SpaceX is in what is it, South Padre Island, like down
Okay,
that
so
way.
how
Like
far is Galveston from South Padre? Oh, so it's down there.
it's
Okay.
all the way down. It's like pretty
Okay.
much you could almost Mexico.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Somebody loves SpaceX.
I love SpaceX. I watch more SpaceX than I watch cruise content. I watch
Yeah, totally.
so much
totally.
SpaceX stuff.
Oh, let's see. What's this? You should come at
wait, what did you do
Christmas
with-
to.
Let's see. You should come to Christmas to NASA. I'm sure they do.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be so cool.
Poor Browns. 5-hour drive. Okay,
5-hour
so
drive.
that's okay. It is
That's not that
definitely.
bad.
It's not too bad.
Texas
but Texas
is huge.
Totally huge.
I'd drive 5 hours in a second to go see SpaceX.
I know, right? You
Crash one of
totally
the
would.
rockets.
Yeah. When we were in where were we? We were going to SeaWorld, and you could see those big,
The
huge
SpaceX, and when they were building them there,
yeah,
in
which was
Cape
very
Canaveral.
cool because it's like they're ginormous. These
Enormous.
silos, like it's
Yeah.
do they call them silos for
Well, now
rocket?
that it actually flies and has the top on it, they're not flying water tanks anymore.
Oh,
But-
okay,
but
gotcha.
That's what they called them for a while.
Okay, but they
Yeah.
were like ginormous and like so cool. Yeah.
Yes, it was very cool. Let's see what we get. See, the Browns usually in the toilet bowl, so they have a chance this year. So
And Najuma. Hello, Najuma.
we have mixed impressions of Cleveland because I loved Cleveland.
Oh, okay. The
When I
mistake
went-
by the lake.
Yeah, see, because I used
That's what they
when I
call it.
raced cars, we used to
Not sure
race
why.
cars in Cleveland. There was a big race, like the best race ever in the world,
Right.
was in Cleveland,
Yeah.
second to the Indy 500. But short of that, the best race in the world was in Cleveland, and I
Right.
loved Cleveland. We used to
I did not say hello to Najuma.
just come on, say it for us. Say mistake
Najuma.
by the lake. Come on,
I
that's
already
what
said
you said.
I already
you're-
said the
all right.
mistake by the lake. But I honestly don't know why they called it mistake by the lake. I just got on the bandwagon with them and I was like the mistake by the lake.
Right.
Every time you say Cleveland, I go the mistake by the lake.
Yeah,
But quite honestly, I don't know why. That museum that they have, the
Right.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame museum,
right.
it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think you even got in it, did you?
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Rock and Roll. Hall of Fame.
I got to go as the drivers. We got VIP tours when it was closed.
Oh, very nice.
They took all
That's
the drivers
cool.
and we got to
Oh,
go on a
that's
tour. It was
cool.
super
Okay.
cool.
That's cool.
I mean, it's a little like you were talking about with the astronauts. When
Yeah.
I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, my favorite thing was there's a section where they have like, I guess theoretically it's supposed to be their costumes, but
Right.
they're on mannequins
yeah,
and they're actual size.
yeah.
So it's
Yes.
like amazing to see how
Yeah.
like some of them are like
So tiny.
teeny.
Yes.
So
it's
tiny.
So tiny.
So tiny.
Like you look at their little clothes. I mean, it's like, oh
Like
my
Christina
gosh,
Aguilera's
yeah,
clothes.
it's like so
Like-
tiny. I'm like,
like when
oh my
she was
gosh, she's so tiny.
Yeah, like
It's
it
so
was
crazy to see that.
it was so crazy.
And then they have like they have I'm trying to remember. They have her car in there, and it's like, flower power car.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah.
to remember her name, but
No.
yeah, just to see all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and
Has
Madonna
anybody?
stuff.
Have you guys been to Cleveland? Anybody been to Cleveland, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and your thoughts on it? Yeah.
Yeah, and if you've been there, you've seen my racetrack because that racetrack, for those who like cars and going in circles, they would shut down the airport
Right.
and
Yes.
we would drive down one runway and
Yes.
across the other and down another one. It was the coolest thing in the world.
Right. No, totally. It was. I watched your races on camera. Right?
Yes,
So I haven't been
you've
there.
seen the TV replays. Yeah.
Nice,
How are
you guys
things?
are
How are
talking to-
things on Long Island in Najuma?
Yeah. How are
things
you
going
doing?
on Long Island? So my one last thing that I wanted to touch on was the Arlington National Cemetery
Yes,
in DC.
yes, because another spot in DC to visit.
I think
that is
everybody has to go there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
it's-
it is so moving and so important
Yeah.
that those people made this whole country what it is.
yes,
Like,
it's so true, and it's nice that they do the changing of the guard ceremony. That you can see that,
at the-
and it's just like it's also beautiful. They've made
It
it
is beautiful.
beautiful. You
It
know,
is.
they've it's just it's a nice place to visit and I think show your respects and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, because the without that, this place would not exist.
Exactly.
So there's my politics.
Yes. Okay. And so what is we got here? I love the RFHF. I don't know what that is.
It has some Houston thing, I think.
Oh, okay. You
I'm
have to
gonna say
tell us
Houston
what it
thing.
is, what it means.
What is RHF?
Yeah. And
Oh, the New Jersey folk just arrived.
oh,
They were down vlogging at the beach. They're like, let's do another beach.
Oh, were they vlogging at the beach?
Yeah, they had some cool vlogs at the
Okay, that's cool.
down at the
That's
beach.
a good idea.
Jersey Shore style.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I know. I think we've done those and we've never put them up.
Jersey Shore?
No,
Rock and Roll.
Like our beach,
yeah.
our beach.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes, exactly. Oh, yeah. Isn't it? It's so
it was
great.
so cool.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that I really liked is there's a section where you go through and you can see like their notes from their recording.
Yes,
sessions.
on their pieces of like
on anything.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Bar paper, whatever. But
I really loved it. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. So, but in terms of Cleveland, I don't know what else is in Cleveland. I remember I was there. I saw that. I don't know really what else I've seen in Cleveland.
Well, that's it. You either go to see me race cars in Cleveland,
right?
Or you go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
right? Yeah.
Or you go to a Bills game,
yeah.
Or whatever basketball version is Cleveland, whatever.
Right,
Bucks,
right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But we don't do basketball.
Yeah,
but
yeah, basketball.
Yeah, we don't do basketball. But yeah, so that's what Cleveland. It's just a little.
Juma said it's
city.
Cold and windy.
It is cold. It was very windy out there this morning. Yeah, I looked out. I was like, oh. So Najuma, we seem to always have whenever it gets windy out, we have a branch which likes to fall on our cars.
Yeah.
So I was surprised to look this morning and see no branches on our cars.
Okay, and these keep getting repaired.
It's always like anytime there's a windy day, we're like, oh, there we go. We're gonna have another dent in the hood of the car. But yeah, so
when we're talking about DC too, so have you guys been to DC? Do you guys like DC?
Yeah, has anybody other than Anthony?
Yeah,
been to DC?
Because it's definitely or have you thought about going to DC because it's
sure if you haven't been, you need to go.
Yeah, it's even if you have to fly there, because obviously we're close enough, we drive, but even if you're coming from somewhere else on the other side of the country, coming to this side, or if whenever you get to cruise again and you're on this side, DC is a great place to visit prior to a cruise.
Yeah, Down Under Cruisers is doing that.
Oh, they're coming here first.
They're coming to visit us. Then they're going to DC.
Okay, gotcha.
And then they're going to Miami.
Okay, gotcha. Because it's definitely somewhere you have to check out.
Yes.
And spend some time. Like not even just a day. You need a couple of days. You pick out a couple of your favorites.
Oh man, if you're a history buff, it's like crazy.
And it's very more European feeling than it is like more of a regular like
well, I think it was designed to look like, I think it was designed by a French guy.
Yeah.
It was designed by a French guy. And then it really, when they were building those buildings like Europe and was like the cat's meow. So they kind of copied that style what we have here.
Did you catch my comment asking you to email?
I actually didn't catch that comment. It said I got some sort of message by YouTube. I was trying to not read it while I was speaking, but it was like somehow said it was going to email you or something. But okay. So we will, let's see, asking you to
spend more time than enough.
Wait, I want to see what to email Papa Knows to me at Papa. Okay, that's easy to do. I can do that. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Spent more than enough time in DC. Sadly, okay. Now there's a story.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta share that story.
What were you doing in DC so much that it became
I know he wasn't doing time there because it's not big enough to have any real prisons there. So that wasn't it. But, yeah.
So again, like this whole cruising thing or whatever, I still think there's, who knows what's going to happen. It's a little sad because
Do you have some cruise deals?
Yeah, because you guys,
Yeah.
there are some things I think you guys can take advantage
Things
of.
to look
And
forward
this
to.
is nothing. We make no money on this. This is nothing for us or whatever. It's just like
we just like to
telling you.
dream and think about things. So we assume other people do
Exactly.
the same thing.
And it's, and if we can all get cruising again, or even like everybody can ask Dewey, like for his schedule, what he's cruising for the next like 5 years. But everybody.
It's kind of neat
because kind of cute.
Whatever cruise you go on, Dewey's going to be there.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
You can't go. You can't pick the wrong cruise.
But there's some great ones where it's like you might as well take advantage of these for even 2022.
Okay.
So Azamara, like 40% off select voyages with free Wi-Fi for Ocean View and above. Like, who sailed Azamara or who wants to? And if you haven't, maybe Azamara at 40% off is the way to go. And that's for select sailings.
Can we do that?
Yeah, I will actually do that. Sailings between March 2021, which isn't happening, sorry, and May 13th, 2022.
You have to be such a Debbie Downer.
I know. But that's across their entire fleet. So, again, it's select ones, but it's you look online and see what you can get for Azamara. Because, like, who wants to go on Azamara, right?
That sounds so cool.
Seriously. Oh,
that
there
sounds
we go.
So cool.
See?
Oh, and that reminds me, that one that I was telling you that goes through the Panama Canal, that's a New Year's Eve trip
it
too.
is? Okay. Yeah. And now where are you leaving from for that one? Because that one sounds awesome. Okay, so, and then we have Jim saying.
And Jim's completely right.
Yeah. Right? There's so many things.
There's so many things.
We even did one at the zoo. We went to the zoo, the National Zoo. The zoo was awesome too. Do you remember doing the zoo?
We did Christmas at the zoo, right?
Christmas at the zoo.
Yes.
That was fabulous. And they have everything lit up and kind of animal like sculptures.
Kids loved it.
Yeah, like in lights, so you could see it's like looks like the shape of an animal.
That's close to the shawarma, right?
Yes. No. I think
it always comes back to the shawarma
exactly.
Somehow.
And then Georgetown, like, going to Georgetown. We love walking around Georgetown. There's great little shopping and stuff around there, which is so nice. I mean, literally, it's awesome. We're trying to figure out why Papa Mozo doesn't need to go and spend any more time there. So for the Azamara, book it by March 31st of this year and do it for next year. And then you don't even have to worry. Is it going to be canceled? Is it not going to be canceled? Like, get something done. So that's what we say for that one.
Oh, she's throwing paper now. Where'd you get that from, honey?
And then, okay, so Virgin, they haven't even sailed yet. They have 2 ships. I'm sure they're thinking like, okay, we just built a second ship and we're scrapped them at this point. I mean, it's like, how long are they going to be able to be afloat when they haven't made any money yet?
Wait. Speaking of that, I believe could be now or shortly thereafter, Virgin is crashing their rocket again today.
Oh,
because they crash their rockets more than anybody.
They do.
What?
Kone is actually sleeping right now, which is kind of like a baby. Don't wake the baby when it's sleeping. Kind of like him, because then he goes crazy.
Then he's a big pain in the butt.
So Virgin is giving you the chance. Now it's funny because they say it like, so giving you the chance to save 10% off fares and up to $400 of onboard credit with an additional $100 bar credit. Like, who couldn't use that, right?
Yeah.
So you've got that, and those are again for cruises departing 2021 and 2022. I mean, hopefully they will still have cruises in 2022.
Which ship it is?
It didn't. It said just
because they got the new one coming, right?
They do. I'm gonna guess it might be both of them, but again, better to check. But either way, they have that offer, but you have to book by February 9th for those ones.
So here's my question.
Yeah.
As a business, if you're Virgin, right?
Yeah.
You have one ship.
Yeah.
You're this giant new cruise ship. Everybody's interested in it.
Yeah.
How are you booking cruises? Like, how are there rooms left? How are you not totally sold out?
Right. That is true. I'm not sure.
Well, you're supposed to be the expert.
That is true, too. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
I don't understand that. I don't understand how not only
I think
are you able to book rooms, you're able to get a deal. Like, how
Yeah.
are those ships not sold
right.
out?
Yeah. Well, we don't. Okay. And then you got MSC. So MSC, because now that we have to experience MXC here in the United States, maybe again, when will we cruise again? We don't know.
Yeah.
So up to $400 of onboard credit
Won't
again
be
for
on day
select
17.
sailings for 2021. Cancel those out.
Yeah.
And 2022.
Okay.
Do we really think we're sailing in 2021? I don't think so.
I think we should go with Dewey on the seashore.
Oh, yes.
Can you get a deal on that?
The seashore is which boat?
That's the new one with the 6th deck, which is
Oh,
like
okay, but which cruise line?
MSC.
Oh, MSC.
I didn't
Okay,
just
yeah.
I didn't just
Okay.
make up something to throw you off.
Okay,
huh?
so let me write that down. The seashore.
I love to mess with you, but
when are you going, Dewey, on the seashore?
Hey, J&N, how are you?
Hello, J&N Travels. Nice to have you with us.
Yes.
And so we're just throwing out some this deal for MSC. So up to $400 on board credit.
Yes.
For 2021 or 2022. Get your 2022 deals now, and you can combine it with other deals like they have Kids Sail Free pre-program. So that's for 3 nights, 4 nights, 7 nights, Bahama, Caribbean, and Europe sailings.
Right.
Again, select sailings, but book it by March 31st.
Nicely done, honey.
Thank you.
Very nicely done. So, so we have an extra surprise for everybody.
Oh,
today.
Okay.
We're trying some new technology.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to give it up yet, but in 6 minutes we're trying some new technology.
Okay.
But yeah, so let's see what some people have going on here. Let's see, Anthony. Anthony, have you been on MSC?
MSC, have you been?
Dewey. But you do have. I'm correct, right? If I remember right, the seashore schedule.
Book, that one with
he has everything booked, so I know I'm right anyway. Some highs. Dewey, are you in the yacht club? Oh, on MSC.
Oh, okay.
I think that's Anthony, tell us what that is. Let's see. Jane Ann saying hi to everybody.
Nice to say hi,
Anthony. Yes. So Anthony, explain what is the yacht club, because I'm assuming that's like suite class or what's
or like when you have your captain's club kind of thing. If you sailed a certain amount of times, how many times?
I'm thinking it's more like the
the Diamond Club or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the Diamond Club room that we have or something.
Like no, I'm thinking what is the one on
it's like the Haven. It's
the
like
Haven. Yes, that's what I was looking for. That was the word I was looking for.
said it's like the Haven.
The Haven.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I always like when we have the separate sun deck.
Yes, which is awesome.
So it's so nice not to have to fight for chairs at the pool.
Yes, exactly. The only thing some of them haven't done, like when we had that one, and I forget what it was called. It was on Celebrity. We had the private area when you have the suite. They have the sun decks, and you have private little areas, which is nice.
Right.
But they need to have like a little pool there too, because you have to leave and go down to the pool.
Oh,
they should have had a nice, even if it's a smaller pool, because if you don't want to, if you don't want to like totally, sometimes it's nice to totally take part in see all the games and the things that are going on. It's fun, but sometimes you just want to sit in the pool because you're just hot.
I think the best mix of that was on Royal, where they had that one level of chairs next to the pool, the gold chairs.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Definitely.
Let's see.
Oh, he's been on two too. Anthony's been
hard
on
enough paying double rates as a solo. I only have en-suite booked on the Alaska cruise.
Okay.
Yeah, that is
it is like a bummer that they do that on cruises still, that they make you pay extra for being a single person. I just don't think that's fair. And Anthony said he has been on the MSC, the Diva and the Seaside.
The Seaside. Okay,
cool. Okay,
yeah, that is cool.
And I'm assuming you were in Europe for those?
No, one of them is here.
Oh, it was already here.
Oh, they did a season here.
Oh, so. Okay, gotcha.
Well, you could let us know, Anthony, where those were. And so the new technology is supposed to happen in like a minute.
Okay, so we have new technology, everybody.
New technology to do an enhanced premiere of our next video.
Okay, so that you'll be able to see it.
Our next video was super cool. awesome hotel that we went to in India.
Yes. Oh, this was amazing. We
Yeah.
actually went to this. It's like the countryside of Rajasthan, and he was in Florida for
Yeah.
it. Okay, that's cool. Anthony said. So it's the countryside of Rajasthan, and it is again another 5-star white glove boutique hotel, and you go there so that you can go on leopard safaris.
We did go on a leopard
Yes, and that was pretty cool.
It was very
Yeah.
cool.
It was a toss up between are we going to do a tiger safari or leopard safari, and at the time we were there, the chances of seeing the tigers was getting to be rare.
Right.
And now they're just roaming around because there's no people. People are like riding their bikes, and it's like, oh, a tiger just walked in front of me. I just saw some video.
One of the upsides to a pandemic.
Yeah, it's like the tigers are like, hey, nobody's around. Let's go wander. and then so that was like, we're not probably going to see them at that time. So we went on the leopard safari, and it was fabulous.
I felt a little stupid because I really, 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 when I thought of leopards, I thought of like mountain lion or like what?
Well, I don't know. Is it gonna?
I don't know. We've never done it.
So you'll see.
So we'll see.
We're gonna see.
So
what
anyway,
happens.
so I was thinking like smaller, like big cat but smaller, like mountain lion or.
They're huge. Leopards are way bigger than what you think.
Huge.
They're a huge cat. Like they're ginormous.
Like tigers.
They're like a tiger. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see them with like the little one. They had a little one, and there was a couple of them. So it was super cool. And then we went like in our little safari vehicle.
Yep.
So that was cool.
You chat for a second while I see what goes on
and
with
so
this technology.
so this hotel basically is in between. So it's in Rajasthan. It's a countryside. You drive to get there from 2 hours from Jodhpur, and you drive through these amazing villages, and you see like people working in the field. You see little towns. The drive itself is like super cool, and they have some temples like within the region as well. Like there's lots of temples all over, but it is just a phenomenal place to hang out as well. And there's this temple that's built into like part of it, not the whole thing, but it's built into the side of this like hill, like rock formation hill kind of thing.
It was a rock mountain. It was like a little
rock mountain.
Yeah, it was super cool.
And it was just fabulous to stay at this hotel. I actually wish again we would have stayed longer because the service, I just can't say enough about these places we stayed at in India. The service
was
just
very nice.
Really
you get to see a little bit of all that.
Yeah, and the people are so grateful to have you too, and they're so nice and good to you and stuff. It's just lots of fun.
So
we're counting down to see
if this works.
You're going to see if this
grand experiment
to
see if
this new technology works.
We'll see how good YouTube is with stuff.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm going to say it's not working.
Okay.
So anyway, we're going to say it's been our hour.
Yeah, it's been our hour. So
we love you all. Thank you for coming.
Yes, we always appreciate your support. And right now we've got our new video premiering. So head over there right now. Head over there.